What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Apple Rewind. This one's going to be on the shorter side today because Apple didn't announce a ton of stuff here. Yes, we know about the iPhone sock and all that. It's just ridiculous. I'm not even going to cover the $200 accessory there. But as far as hardware goes on the other side and software goes, this is definitely more of a software week. And since we had just talked pretty heavily about how rough iOS 26.2 Beta 3 was on our iPhone 17 Pro Max, we're not going to go into too much detail here. I'll recap a little bit, but more so I want to talk about what the Thanksgiving holiday coming next week here in the US is going to impact on our update schedule and release schedule, and really talk about when the public version should be coming out. So before we do that though, if you missed that other video, let's talk about Geekbench scores and that performance. And the good news is, if you are a numbers junkie, you'll be happy to see that we actually do have relatively comparable scores to what we've been seeing recently in the other betas here. You can see currently we have a single core score of 3762 and a multi-core score of 9532. And that just comes from beta 2 having a 3752 and a multi-core score of 9472. So slightly up in both categories, nothing groundbreaking or anything crazy here necessarily. So just want to let you know, if that's your thing, numbers don't tell the whole story, but it does work pretty well. Scrolling through, going through your day-to-day basics and what you might want to look at for stories and everything, you can see everything is just as quick as it has been. We can actually go ahead and jump through the weather, and everything just works smoothly. There's no issues at all here. But the big issue that we've been having is definitely going to be battery life. It has improved from beta 2, I will say that, but where it hasn't improved is on consistency. For some reason here, the consistency on battery is so up and down over the days. It is really kind of crazy. Hopefully, with beta 4 and then the RC, Apple's it has to be resolved, especially before it goes public. I read all you guys' comments down below, and I have seen in the other video, a lot of you guys on older phones did have these issues, but some people running a 16 Pro and newer weren't experiencing some of these issues I talked about. So as always, drop a comment down below in this video and let me know if you guys are or are not experiencing these poor battery life and poor performance issues. As you can see here, my battery life is still obviously at 100% with a cycle count of 56. It is a brand new 17 Pro Max, so that's exactly what you would expect. I will say more of my performance issues and concerns with this build stem from the keyboard, from autocorrect, and just glitching out, where it really makes you remember how bad of a typer you are without everything getting instantly corrected for you. Had a lot of red always popping up. Restarts help briefly, and then that goes away. It's very, very strange. What's even weirder is, and let me try to pull it up for you guys to see, if you look at the release notes here for iOS 26.2 Beta 3, there are definitely some known issues here, but nothing, as you scroll, regarding keyboard issues. So there's not a lot at all, but nothing about the one main one that we're having. So just something to keep in mind, especially since, you know, everyone texts a lot, types, tweets, whatever. That will be a known issue for now. Beyond that also, let's talk about this release cycle really quick, and that's going to boil down to one possible holdup next week being Thanksgiving week on Thursday the 27th here in the US. I still do think we will get a beta on Monday. It is not guaranteed. Apple does sometimes give some of those teams the whole week off. It was confirmed already that some will be off. But if we don't get one on the 24th, I would assume on December 1st, we might actually see the RC. We might not get another beta, could go straight to an RC, and we could have a public release on December 8th. And if not, at the absolute latest, December 15th is when we can expect to actually get this in the hands of the public. And then just really quick, lastly, touching on WatchOS, it's been much better than Beta 2. Battery life has been much more consistent. However, it is still definitely just not on par with what we've seen historically and what we've come to expect, especially for the lacking of new features and everything. You would think it was actually, you know, not much to update here, but it is still causing some sort of hiccups here and there. So just a quick word on that. That's all for this one, guys. Comment down below, like I said, how is iOS 26.2 betas working for you? and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.